welcome to yoga. Thanks for coming. Today we're going to work toward pigeon pose, which is going to require external rotation of the hip and then on one side, and then opening of the front of the hip on the other side. So that's what we're going to be working toward in our lead up to pigeon. We're going to have two blocks ready, and maybe a blanket that won't be required but might be helpful in some of the some things we do. So I'm going to ask you to begin seated today for the centering, partly because some sap on my leg. Partly because the Sukhasana easy pose is external hip rotation, so it's a nice way to start. It could help if you're tight over there to sit on a blanket or a block or a chair. So let's start. Get comfortable in whatever seated pose is good for you. You don't have to have cross-legged. You can have your legs out in front too. So, find a comfortable place to rest your hands, and mountain pose on the upper body. So, tall, straight spine, shoulders down from your ears, just gently, just not over-efforting, just aligning so you can be comfortable here for a little bit. And close your eyes if you care to, or just have a soft gaze toward the floor, the mat. And bring your awareness inside. So I'm going to be reminding you today, as always, to please listen to your body. Let your body be your guide and your teacher, first teacher, so that you know you're not overdoing it, striving for a specific form or shape that your body's just not comfortable doing today. So listen. And as you scan your body here, just noticing physically where you are today, just begin with, and kind of relax as you go. Just notice, without judgment and with compassion, where your physical body is today. Just being aware of any maybe injuries or conditions you have, and how just working with what your body is ready to give. And also notice emotions, your feeling state, and you're going to work with those too, just by knowing, being aware of your energy level, working with what you've got. Just take a couple more breaths here, now focusing on your breath just as it is, moving through your body without trying to change it. Inhale, inflates. Exhale. Everything relaxes back towards center. Relax your face, jaw, your neck, shoulders down from the ears. And we're going to do pranayama nadi shodan, which I think we've done recently. It's alternate nostril breathing, and you can do it using your fingers to close off one side of the nose and the other in a pattern, which I'll go over, or just having the intention without actually closing off the sides to breathe up and down one side and then the other. So I'll set you up with using your hands, so whatever handed you are, right or left, middle finger and ring finger, kind of a kickstand between your eyebrows here, and then you're going to use your thumb and your ring finger to alternately close gently, just gentle pressure, one side of the nose and the other. And the pattern is going to be exhaling and inhaling on one side and then switching to the other. But we're going to start with like half of that pattern. So I'll talk you through it a few times and then let you just continue on your own. And again, if it's not comfortable for you, or you don't want to use your fingers, you can just intend to do the breathing up and down and alternate sides. Okay, so I'm going to start by closing off the with your ring finger the left nostril, just gentle pressure right at where the bony cartilage meets the soft fleshy part of your nostril. And so take a nice slow inhale up the right side, and then close off the right side with your thumb and exhale down the left nostril. Inhale up the left nostril, close it off. Exhale down the right side. Inhale up the right side. Close it off. Exhale down the left. Inhale up the left. Close it off. Exhale down the right. So continue like this, changing the sides on the exhale. Just a nice, slow, deep breath, not aggressive. You notice you're gathering tension from trying to remember which way to do it. Just relax your jaw, your face, your neck. Just relax, breathing down and up one side, and then down and up the other side. Just release that pranayama. Put your hand down if you've had it up, and just return to a slow, deep, even breath in and out your nose. So Nadi Shodhan is a balancing breath. There's, in the subtle body of yoga, there are two energy channels that cross and intertwine up around the spine, and one leads to the left nostril and the other leads to the right. One side is in yoga thought to be the energizing channel, and the other is the cooling, calming channel. So just balancing those two things out. And now take a moment or two to create an intention for your practice. If you choose to do that today, just something you'd like to take away that seems appropriate for you on this day and this practice. Just repeat that few words in your mind, and then know that it's there to come back to if you need some refocusing. And we're going to begin today on our backs. So come on down onto your back, supine, legs out long, arms overhead, and just stretch. I don't think I'm going to be totally on the video here because I've got a wall behind my head. But anyway, so stretch out, flex your feet, and stretch out through the bottoms of your feet, and spread your fingers, and stretch your arms above your head, not above your head, but behind. So full body stretch. Inhale, exhale, keep the position, but just relax. And the next time you come to an inhale, lengthen out through your right leg and right arm only. So right side stretch. Exhale, release. Keep all your limbs where they are. Next time you come to an inhale, left side stretch. So reach out through your left leg and back through your left fingers. Exhale, release. Now we'll do diagonal. So lengthen out through your right leg and left arm. Cross body. Exhale, release. And now inhale, lengthen through your left leg, right arm. Exhale, release. And take one more. Full body stretch, both legs, both arms, stretch it out. Exhale, bring both knees into your chest, hug them in, maybe take a little bit of rocking on your pelvis, sacrum. And now keep your hands on your knees, and we're going to open up the hips. So in all the ways that they go. So start by inhaling, pushing your both knees away. And as you exhale, bring knees apart from each other and around out to the side and back to your chest. Inhale, push them away. So this is shoulder work too. Exhale out to the side and back to your chest. So a couple more in that direction. Inhaling, push away. Exhaling, bringing them back to the chest. One more. Inhale, push away. Exhale out. And then pause with both knees into your chest, and we're going to reverse the circles. And this time, the inhale is going to be the knees out, around, and up to the top. Exhale, pull back toward your chest. Inhale, out, around. Exhale, together, back to your chest. Couple more, just like that. Please move slowly. You're waking up these hip muscles, rotating, flexing, rotate out, back in. Let's do one more. And then we'll meet with knees into the chest. And then bring both feet to the mat. Hip width apart, knees are bent. On an inhale, raise your right leg up to the ceiling, reach it up, then turn the toes out, so there's your external rotation, and bring your right ankle below on your left thigh, below the knee. Okay, so this is figure 4, and another name for this is pigeon on the back. So when we come to the forward facing pigeon pose, and that if that doesn't work for you for whatever reason, here's the alternate. So inhale here and bring your left knee toward your chest. You can take a hold behind your left thigh. Make sure your right foot is flexed, so you want to keep the alignment between your knee and your ankle and protect the knee. So, and then you can just gently bring, with your hands, pull that left knee toward your chest gently here. And if you want a little more sensation, you can use your right elbow to gently push the right thigh away. And just focus on your right hip here. This is the way your leg is going to be in pigeon. And notice where you feel that sensation. And just for a few breaths, breathe into that stretching place on your right hip, outer right hip. And maybe as you exhale, you might be able to get a little more stretch there. Bring the left knee in a little bit more, maybe not. So just find that sweet spot. Listening to your body. Your body will tell you if it's too much or maybe too little if you're not feeling much going on there. And then you can accommodate and modify to find just right. 2 more breaths. Okay, then let your left foot come back to the mat. Raise the right foot up toward the ceiling. Engage your core and continuing to reach out through the bottom of your right foot slowly as you can. Core is engaged. Lower the right leg to the ground. So just a little work on your core here. And then bring the right foot to meet the left foot, and we'll do the figure 4 on the other side. So this time left knee into your chest and then foot up toward the ceiling. Reach it up. Externally rotate, toes out to the left, and then bend. Bring your ankle to your right thigh. And then move into the pose to whatever level is just right for you today. What your body tells you, oh, that's a good stretch. No pain. Make sure your left foot is flexed. So you want to keep that alignment with your foot, ankle, and knee. And this leg might be different. Probably is. So no judgment. One's not better than the other. It's just where your body is today. And you want to honor that. Not force it to go where it doesn't want to go. So inhale, send that breath. Create some space in the stretched joint, and then exhale, maybe a little more stretch, maybe not. One more breath. Okay, then let your right foot come down, lengthen your left leg up again, engage your core, press your navel toward the mat. Lengthen out as slowly as you can. Lower that left leg to the mat. And then bend your left knee and come over onto your left side with your knees bent and zipped together. So kind of like you're sitting in a chair sideways. And you can cradle your head with your left arm, and the arm can be bent or straight out overhead, whatever's comfortable. Right hand in front. We're going to do some exercises that are movements that we often do from the foundation of all four, but we're going to do it from a side foundation today. So on an inhale, take your right leg straight out so it'll be parallel to the ground, foot is flexed, and your right arm straight over your right ear. So you're stretching through the right side. And on an exhale, bend your knee, bend your elbow, and bring your knee and elbow together toward each other. Inhale, lengthen out again. And this time, turn your toes up. And as you exhale, bring your elbow and knee together in a different plane. So up above instead of in front. So inhale will always be lengthen out, both arm and leg. Exhale first will be knee and elbow together in front of the body. And then inhale, lengthen out again. And this time exhale will be in the same plane as the body, so above. A couple more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee, elbow in front. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, knee and elbow perpendicular. And one more. Inhale, knee and elbow. Inhale. This time you're going to abduct, bring them above. Okay. Now bend your knees together, and we're going to go to the other side. So use your right arm in front, like when we come out of after Shavasana, and use your arms to bring yourself up. Come back around onto your, I'm going to turn around. Okay, so this time you're going to go to the right side. Knees are together like a chair. Right arm can be bent or straight under to support your head. And inhale, straighten out your left leg, left arm overhead. Exhale, knee, elbow together in front. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, knee, elbow together above. Two more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, keep your foot flexed and active leg. Okay, now this time as you exhale, bring your knees together, hands down, bring yourself up, and come around to all fours. Now here, it might be good to have a padding under your knees if your knees are sensitive. So, tabletop. So, fingers spread, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, tops of your feet on the mat. Start in neutral, so lengthen out through the crown of your head and back through your tailbone, neutral spine. And begin gentle cat-cow. So, you know how that works. So, inhale, your belly goes down, tailbone up, pelvic tilt. Exhale, tuck and round, chin toward chest. Very slowly. Just listen to your body, move with your breath. So the exhale is final flexion. Inhale, extension. Just gradually waking up the spine. Always listening to your body. It will tell you when you've gone where you need to go. Don't force. Now the next time you come back to neutral, so tabletop, and walk your hands out like maybe 2 hand lengths ahead toward the front of the mat. And the next thing we're going to do, if you try it and it doesn't feel right for you, just go back to cat-cow. So start here, tuck your tailbone, so cat pose, tuck, and then bring your shoulders over your wrists, let your hips come toward the mat, and into an extended cow type pose. Exhale, round, and bring your hips back toward child, not all the way. And then inhale, keep the rounding, bring your shoulders over your wrist, and then let your spine come into extension, keeping a little tuck to protect the low back. So either regular cat-cow or this, what I'm going to call like an extended version. So what we're doing here is opening the front of the hips in preparation for pigeon, where one leg is going to be extended behind you. A couple more like that. And then we will all meet in child's pose. So again, using any support you need here for your head, your knees, a blanket between your thighs and calves. Just release everything into the mat. Just let it go. Okay, then come on back to hands and knees. We're going to come up to standing. So tuck your toes. Keep your knees bent, and they hover a little bit, and then lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Just take a little bit of movement here, pedaling your feet left and right. Shake your head yes, no, so your head is not just hanging. Keeping your knees bent, lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. And then exhale, maybe let your heels come a little bit to the mat, straighten your legs a little bit, whatever feels good. And then look ahead between your hands and step, walk, jump, whatever your way is, up between your hands, coming into a forward fold. Knees bent a little or a lot, belly in and up. You take hold of opposite elbows and just maybe move side to side a little bit. Hang, lengthen out your low back. And bring your hands to your shins. Come halfway up with a flat back. Inhale. Exhale, fold. And then bend your knees, inhale, come all the way up. Palms touch right down the midline and come into your first mountain pose. Starting with your feet. I think you know the drill by now, so always foundation up, firm foundation. Gently press into the mat, rebound energy right up your body. Long side waist, shoulders are back and down, so your chest is nice and open. Palms face forward. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Relax anything you can. Face, jaw, neck. Let your shoulders just melt down from your ears. Keeping your open chest. Just take a few slow, deep, even breaths in mountain. Just feel stable, rooted down into the earth, but also rising light up to the sky. Okay, then open your eyes. We're going to do a sequence that's probably like a little sun salutation. So here's where you might want to have, that I suggested, some blocks. So we're going to be stretching, opening the fronts of the hips with some lunges. And there's also going to be some flexion. So I'm going to have a mat, so we're going to do a knee down lunge, so a low lunge. So it might be helpful to have a mat, a blanket for your knees. So we're going to move slowly. So start at the top of your mat or near the front third of your mat. Press down, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, knees bend a little or a lot. Come down into a forward bend, Uttanasana. And then hands on the floor or on the blocks, step your right leg back, slide it back straight, and come onto your right knee. So let's take a minute here. So your front knee is over the ankle. And you take a look back at your leg and see that it's not torqued out to the right. It's going straight back, top of the foot on the mat, or you could be on your toes if you want. And the blocks can just help bring the floor up a little higher, so it just might make it better for you. It makes it better for me. So your choice. They can be up high, flat, any level, or you can have your hands on the floor. So the hips come forward. So notice the opening of the front hip here, which we already did in the figure four. No, the extended cat-cow. That's when we do that. So lengthen up with your spine. Just take a few breaths in low lunge here. We're going to make it more of a vinyasa next time. And then we're going to move back into downward dog. So move the blocks away. Put your hands on the mat. Tuck your toes and lift the right leg up straight. Step back with the left. It's a little awkward. You can guide it with your hands if you want. Come back into downward facing dog. We're going to go slow, so don't worry. Pedal out downward dog a little bit. And then we're going to bring the right foot forward, coming into a right foot forward low lunge. So just lunge on the other side. Now I'm just, you could also do this from all fours. So next time we do this, I'll demonstrate that. So any way you can get there. Right foot forward, knee over ankle, and now your left leg, make sure it's going back there straight, and sink in. Focus on the left hip opening there in the front, stretching out, sinking. And now we're going to tuck the left toes, straighten out the left leg, rock back, bring the left foot up to meet the right, coming into forward bend. Now you can get here any way you want, and I'm going to show you a different way to do it from all fours if that's better for you. But don't worry too much about the technique. Just find yourself somehow in a forward bend. And we're going to do that same sequence, starting with the left leg back. So you're in a forward bend. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, fold. Hands on the floor of the blocks. This time take your left foot back. Come onto your left knee. So you're in a left foot back forward, low lunge. Lengthen, let's sink into that left hip. And then another way to get into downward facing dog is to bring your right knee back so you're on all fours, hands to the mat, tuck your toes up, downward dog. You can do it that way or the way we first did it, whatever's best for you. Okay, then inhale back to all fours. This is the alternate way. And we're going to bring the left foot forward. So instead of coming from downward facing dog, you can do it from all fours. So left foot forward, right knee down, lengthen up. Another breath. And then tuck your toes and back up, rock back, right foot forward, forward fold. And then inhale, come all the way up, palms touch. And hands down to midline. Take a few breaths in mountain pose. Just to kind of rebalance, reset, come back to your breath. Notice the energy in your body. And you can remove your blocks here. I'm going to do a tree pose, balance. That's externally rotated hips, so that's kind of a little bit like pigeon. So find your gaze point, feel into both feet, come up onto your right toes, all the weight, most of the weight going into your left leg. Don't let that hip jut out, so firm it up, and then turn your knee out and bring your foot onto your leg where you want it to be, or keep your toes on the floor, whatever you want, and then bring your arms into it and just practice balance in tree pose. You can always come out. Remember, it's just a practice. Practice gets you better. Coming out isn't a failure. Each time you go back in, you're practicing it. Okay, then when it's time to come out, try to come out with as much control as you went in. And we'll try the other side. So this time, weight into the right foot, up on your left toe. So just take a minute here. Just don't rush. Make sure you got your gaze point. Activate your core. Zip it up. Relax your face. Now turn your knee out. And find your tree pose on this side. So it doesn't have to be the same as the other. Continue to breathe. Sometimes you hold your breath in a balanced pose. Don't do that. Just breathe. Root down. Rise up. It's not that important. Just have a playful attitude, especially non-judgment. You're doing it. I can't even see you, but I know you're doing it. Okay, then come on out. Shake everything out. And you're gonna do a quick warrior 2. So turn to face the long edge of your mat and spread your feet a good distance apart. Rotate your left heel back to the back corner of the mat and your right toes toward the other edge of the mat. Bend and straighten your right leg and find the right distance for you to have your right knee over the right ankle and your spine coming right straight up. Your back leg is going to be rotating internally. Front leg is out, or external. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height. Spread your fingers. Lift up through the crown of your head. So not leaning forward, not leaning back. Bring your hands, palms together at the heart space. And then inhale, lengthen out again. And then take your gaze over the middle finger of your right hand. Feel your foundation. Press into both feet. Get that energy coming up from the earth. Out through your fingertips. Up through the crown of your head. Warrior 2. One more slow, deep, even breath. And then bring your hands back to heart center. Parallel your feet. I'll take warrior 2 on the other side. So right ankle, right heel toward the back corner of the mat. Left toes toward the other end of the mat. Find the knee over the ankle. I can see myself in the in the camera, so I have a little advantage here, but you can feel when it's right, or you can look with your eyes and see. So you should be able to see your toes. So there. Okay, then inhale, arms out, shoulder height. Lengthen up, root down, take your gaze over the middle finger. You can see what it's like to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Finding a little more sinking into the pose, perhaps. One more breath. And then bring your hands back to heart center. Parallel your feet, step them together. Just take a few hip circles. Okay, and then come toward the front of your mat. Inhale, arms up, spread your fingers. Exhale, swan dive, bend your knees, come forward all the way with your hands on the mat. Step your feet back, downward dog just for a second. Inhale your knees to the mat. Take your legs out to the side and come to all fours. I'm trying to see the best way. So, so pigeon. You're on all fours. Let's lengthen out the right leg first. Just so you're on your right toes, pressing back through the right heel. Then bring the knee toward the nose and take your right knee up by your right wrist. Slide back on the left leg, so like a low lunge. This is where we were in low lunge. So you want your leg to be coming right back behind you. Turn and look if you can and make sure it's not swiveling out. And press into your hands. So your right foot is flexed as it was in figure 4. And it could be all the way parallel to the edge of the mat or further back toward your left hip. So you want to really protect that knee. So one way to do it is keep the foot flexed. And then if you feel discomfort in your knee, you can bring it less parallel. I can't get my knee parallel. So find the angle of your right knee that feels good. And you want your hips to be level. So lengthen up. And then you can see about coming onto your forearms here. Just putting more weight on the hip. You can support your head with a block or your hands, or perhaps you can come all the way forward and settle down. So pigeon it's an extreme, not extreme, but can be a challenging stretch. But as long as it's not painful, pigeon is a good place to just practice dealing with a little bit of discomfort, not pain, but just in practicing letting go. So practicing release in that hip joint. Breathe right into it. And then see if you can soften. Let's take 3 more breaths right here. Okay, then if you're down, use your hands to come up. Swing that left leg around and come back onto all fours. Now, an alternative to this of pigeon on the front is pigeon on the back. So the figure 4 that we did before. So please do what is best for your body, what feels good for you. So on the left side, you're going to bring your left knee up by your left wrist and then bring the foot up a little bit. Slide back on your right leg so your right knee is down. Flex your left foot. Lengthen up. Engage your right glute muscle, your buttock muscle there. That keeps the leg in alignment a little bit. And then you can stay right here, or you can come forward gradually, step by step, and just find a place where you can hold. Now, I noticed some stuff going on in my left knee here, so I'm going to modify for that. So please listen to your body. You're not going to do anything that is painful. This is a stretch in the outer left hip. That's where you want to feel sensation. Not pain, sensation. Your knee, protect it by flexing the left foot, backing off if it feels uncomfortable. 3 more breaths. And use your hands to push yourself up. Swing your right leg around. And lower down onto your back. Do something that feels good. Maybe bring your knees into your chest, rock right and left. And let's just take a twist before we go into Shavasana. So you could put your legs in the figure 4 foundation and keep that crossing and move to one side, or windshield wipe. Do some windshield wipes and then hold on each side. So pick a supine twist that feels good to you today. So one leg straight, the other knee brought over. So we're just gonna hold them for like a minute each side. I'll do the timing. Some kind of a twist. Breathe, inhale. Puff up the whole body. Send that inhale everywhere. Creating space. And then exhale. Find release. Soften. And always, always release your face, jaw, neck, shoulders. Everything's supported here. Okay, then come out of that twist, recenter yourself, and then take a twist on the other side. Doesn't have to be the same twist. This side might want something different, so listen, 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 and give your body what it needs. Just hold this twist for maybe 5 more breaths. Nice, slow inhale. Create space. Inflate your body. Exhale, soften. And then come out of your twist and set up for your Shavasana. So if there's some movement that you really want before you settle into stillness, go ahead, give yourself that. And then as you're ready, find where you want to be for Shavasana. So as long as you're not expending energy, so everything can just relax and be supported and symmetrical. So You're not asking more of one side of the body than the other. Really just allowing, not asking anything of your body, you're just allowing it to relax, to kind of integrate all the movements we've done in practice, mental memory of that. Just let everything go. Surrender. Feel the support of your body by the earth or whatever props are supporting it. Just feel that support, safety. You don't have to be on alert. Just let all that go. Relax and just revel in the present moment. The only true thing, the only real thing is right now. Each inhale, each exhale. Nourishing the body with life force and relaxation. Rest, restoration. Nothing to do, nothing to be, except where you are and what you are, right, in this each moment. And now just gently bring your awareness back to the space and back to your body. And wake yourself up just as we entered, gradually and slowly. Wake your body up with small movements first. And gradually, maybe making those movements a little bigger, some stretching. And then bring your knees into your chest and come over onto your side. Just settling into side child's pose, supporting your head with your arm. Coming back to where we began by noticing your body, how your body is, any sensations, noticing your feeling tone after practice, emotions, noticing the state of your mind, noticing your breath. Perhaps revisiting your intention. And then use your arms to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seat. as we started, maybe Sukhasana, easy pose, or legs straight out, whatever's comfortable. And sink into your foundation and lift up through the crown of your head, shoulders back and down, chest open, jaw, neck relaxed. Take a nice inhale through your nose. Exhale long through your mouth. And then I invite you to bring your hands, palms together, thumbs to your heart space. Bow to your efforts today. Bow to your willingness to listen to your body with non-judgment and compassion. To give your body just what it needs, because your body provides you with just what you need. And also let this be a practice not only of listening to your body, but something you can take off the mat with you to practice listening to other people with non-judgment and compassion, without reaction, just breathing, listening, considering, pausing before responding. And I thank you so much for your trust in letting me lead you in practice, and also your trust in yourself, listening to your body. And the light and teacher in me bows to and honors the light and teacher in each of you. Namaste. Thanks for coming. Hope to see you again next week.